Hi, welcome to the Angie.CPA Show. I'm Angie Grainger. I'm a CPA, personal financial specialist, and certified financial planner. And this is the show where we bring calmness to the financial chaos. Today, I want to break down what all the credentials are so that you know how to choose a financial advisor that's right for you. And before we dive into the nuts and bolts of that, I just want to acknowledge what a mess it can be out there. Because I tell you, it's like alphabet soup when you look at all the credentials and letters people have after their names. And I'm guilty of it, okay? I've got a few after mine too. But what I want you to have is certainty. Because a lot of people say that they're a financial advisor, but are they? And that's what I want to break down for you today. We want to make sure that you know what to do before you choose a financial advisor. So download our quick guide at the end that's going to summarize it all up and make sure you have the data that you need to make a smart and well-informed choice with who you work with. So let's break it down. So when you're looking for a financial advisor, it's very common to be confused about what kind of advice do you need or what do you want. For example, we start at the basics, which is bookkeeping. Now, I know you're thinking, why are you talking about bookkeeping? I'm talking about financial advisor. Now, for us, behind every business is a person. And so if your business and your income is not clear, then that chaos is going to flow right through to your personal finances as well. So we start for our business owners at the very basics, which is bookkeeping. Now, let me just tell you, there's no bookkeeping school. Unfortunately, we're way behind the times in having a really solid training program and certifications and registrations for bookkeeping. It's funny, a friend of mine who's in Australia for many years led the movement in Australia to be able to get bookkeeping to be a registered professional so that people who were bookkeepers had to be registered in order to do bookkeeping for companies. So we are like 10 years behind on that. We don't really have it even on our radar to yet get to the point where bookkeepers have to be registered to be able to do bookkeeping. And like I said, there's no credentials for that. It takes no experience to become a bookkeeper. In fact, most bookkeepers are self-taught and they learn QuickBooks online. I mean, QuickBooks is teaching bookkeeping. And there's a huge gap in understanding that difference between what bookkeeping and what accounting is. So that lowest level, when you're looking for somebody to do those day-to-day operations, there aren't really any credentials for that. And so that's why we offer a higher level of service, more of a controller than a bookkeeper, in order to get that level of detail that we need in the finances. The next level up when you're looking for or talking to advisors is like an insurance license or an investment license, being able to do tax prep, for example. And all of these licenses literally take about a month. Some of them, like the life insurance license, it's like a 20-hour training. And they often in the industry call themselves financial advisors. There's no restrictions from calling yourself a financial advisor. When you are, you are. When you say you are, you are. And so it's very important to understand that people who are new with getting their investment advisor representative, which is the ability to talk about your investments, versus a life insurance license, which is the ability to sell a life insurance policy or an annuity, these things take less than a month to get the credential. So it's important to understand that because those are areas where you have a lot of money that's being advised upon or made decisions upon, but yet could potentially be very, very inexperienced people. The next level up is where you can get certified in some of these topics, like a certified life underwriter or a CFA, which is a certified financial analyst, or a CMA for a certified management accountant, etc. Now, these have a little bit more training and they have a rigorous testing process that you go through. Usually takes between 1 and 2 years to do. Then as we're moving up is where we get a lot more rigorous, and there's industry standards that are really strong and really there to protect the consumer. That next level is a certified financial planner. Now, to become a certified financial planner, you have to have a bachelor's degree. You have to take at least 5 very specific courses on financial planning. You have to take a rigorous test and have some experience in the field. That takes over 5 years to get that credential. And it's a very highly regarded credential in the industry. I think there's about 600,000 now. I'd have to look that up, certified financial planners. Very well respected, very rigorous, and that is a credential that you can trust. Then when you add another level on of getting a master's degree in tax or in financial planning or investment management, I think there is some schools that do that. Now you're adding even more depth to that training. Then the next level above that is a CPA license. As a CPA, we have to have almost a master's degree just to be able to sit for the exam, plus all the years of the studying and the practice that's required to do that, at least 2 years in the field to do that. So now you're talking about 7 or more years to become a CPA. And then one of the top credentials in the country when it comes to financial planning and investments and your personal finances is the personal financial specialist. And that is a a credential that is for CPAs only that's on financial planning. So it's a CPA combined with a certified financial planner, so to speak. It is one of the top credentials. There is less than 5,000 in the whole country with this credential, and it is very broad, and it comes with many years of experience that you have to have before you get the credential, and a very rigorous exam. And that takes over 9, could be 10 years to get that credential. So all of these credentials add up and stack up to the level of depth and ability to have oversight over the entire picture of your finances. When you don't have somebody that can have that level of oversight, and you might be working with one person for insurance and one person for your IRA account and one person who now wants to sell you an annuity and one person who's your banker who says they're investment advisor, your bookkeeper is giving you advice, guess who's the one having to have all the oversight? You. And so here you are responsible for making sure all these different advisors with very narrow focused advice, who is coordinating it? Well, that's you. And so you're not trained, most likely, to be able to do that and to do that well. And so being able to have somebody that has that overall experience could very well be the best advisor for you, especially when you're nearing retirement, especially when you're nearing a career change, or you're suddenly responsible for a family member's wealth, or there's a death in your family and all of a sudden you're responsible for it. Do you want to be the one that's really right there having to hold it all together? When you're going to select a new advisor, look at what those credentials that they have and ask about their experience and how long they've been doing it and what their expertise and their focus is. Because, if all you need is a life insurance policy and you are fine with everything else, then you do want somebody who can really understand and specializes in life insurance to help you decide that. But if you're trying to coordinate life insurance and define benefit plans and multiple trusts and annuities and retirement planning, you probably want to talk to somebody like us who or me, who has a personal financial specialist degree, who can oversee how they all affect each other, because that's the important aspect, when you're starting to get toward retirement or managing your money getting too complex and it needs to be brought into something you can understand. So that was the point that I wanted to get through today. And, part of the show that we really focus on is just making sure that your finances are sane and simple and safe and secure, basically, and being able to pull those concepts together through understanding credentials is really important. And so I'll leave you with that today, and make sure to download our quick guide on what these credentials look like so you have better understanding of it. And let us know your thoughts in the comments too. We'd love to hear your questions and what's on your mind about this. And if you need any help, we're here for you. So feel free to reach out. We'll see you in the next episode.